Welcome to Terra at Home. I'm Leslie Stewart, and today we're almost kind of focusing a little bit sort of on the wedding theme as we move in towards spring and into summer weddings as well. We're here with Fran White, and we're at Heirlooms Bridal Shoppe here in downtown Dundas. And what a beautiful store. You're going your 25th year, and congratulations to
Thank you.
That is a big feat. That's a lot of weddings.
A lot of brides.
And a lot of brides, a lot of experience, and it is such a beautiful, you walk in this store and I was, oh, I love it, it's so nice, right? So it's so beautiful and inspiring. So gowns, the second you walk in the door, everywhere. But also, again, for the whole wedding, you can talk about wedding parties as well. So let's talk about perhaps the trends that we're seeing right now in the wedding dress itself.
Still doing the strapless. A lot of silk, a lot of organza. Kate Middleton her gown didn't take off.
Isn't that interesting? Because everybody thought it would. Did you guys, I guess you were probably anticipating the look.
And we have the sample of it, but nobody tries it on. They try it on, they find it a very heavy gown, high neck, and the girls still want the strapless, they still want the lace up in the back. They'll accessorize now with belts and side pieces with flowers.
And that's what I like. And you have, you know, beautiful accessories as well that are, so you're still seeing a lot of the stones and the sparkle
in the belts,
which is nice, in the belts. And I love that. So we were saying that you could take one of those belts and literally add it to a very simple dress and change the entire look.
Absolutely.
Right. And you can make that your dress more one of a kind, even if you're buying it right off the rack.
And we also notice a trend, and veils are not as predominant as they were. Fascinators are in.
Okay, so that's a little bit of the British nod, right?
With the little veils.
Yes, I like that look.
A lot of flowers.
A lot of flowers.
So
flowers everywhere. Flowers more in the hair or part of the gowns or just everywhere?
Just everywhere. Yeah. Just everywhere. It's lovely. Lovely. It's a soft look. And in the gowns, ruched side, the side is ruched up, and there's flowers tucked in.
There's flowers in there. And length of gowns, are we seeing various lengths?
Yeah, we're seeing the trend coming back with the 60s look with the 3/4, which is very pretty.
Cute.
The ballerina look. And puffy with crinolines.
Yeah, I like that.
It's nice.
Yeah, we look back at some of our parents getting married back then, and you can see that trend back there. Very, very cute. Also, of course, you have the destination weddings. Some people at one point they weren't even wearing gowns, but I'm finding a lot of people are taking gowns with them to these destination weddings.
They are. We try to keep them light, chiffon, so that they're not too heavy. Silk gowns are great for destination weddings too, and organzas. But definitely a lot of chiffon.
But white.
And white and ivory.
And ivory. Okay, so give or take both of it equally, are you seeing ivory and white?
Ivory and white. Mostly ivory is more predominant than white.
Okay. It's a little softer sometimes on the skin tone for some people, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah. I know at one point for a while there we were seeing splashes of serious color on wedding gowns where you'd see reds or blacks or, you know, dark purples or oranges. Will you see any of that anymore?
We're just doing muted colors, maybe a soft pink. Or we have one now that has gray in it, which is very pretty.
That's nice.
So just a little touch. And sometimes if it's gray, then they'll bring the bridesmaid's color.
Oh, okay.
With the sash.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or we can do a sash if the girl wants a little bit of a color. We can put a different color sash to match the bridesmaids.
Oh, that's nice. Now, speaking of bridesmaids, colors. I mean, it's often, you know, it's very personal choice. But what are we seeing right now?
Purple. A color called Appletini.
Okay.
Which is a beautiful color. Coral. Tiffany. Tiffany blue, which is the color.
It's funny how we see that color and you think of Tiffany's. Tiffany's has done a very good job of marketing that color. They own that color, don't they? But that color is actually very beautiful with white. It's very crisp and it's very indicative of weddings.
And especially if you're going to the islands.
Oh yeah,
because
that's right. The Caribbean, the colors of the water.
You know, it photographs so well.
Oh, it would. Oh.
So well.
I almost want to get remarried.
And
I'm going to just do that.
The trend in mother's dresses, short.
Really?
Short.
Okay. Well, that's neat. You know what? Actually, when I got married, my mom went short because she said, you know, I don't want the big matronly looking gown thing. I don't want to look old. I want to be, you know, feel young, and it suited her very much so. So now it's nice to see that people are making that choice. You don't have to have the long No.
And it's nice. And then, you know, eventually they can wear the dress again if it's short.
Sure.
Or if they want to go long, they can cut it off and wear it again.
What about in trends in terms of style and design for the bridesmaids themselves? Are we coming off of the same style as wedding dresses, like the strapless and...
Very strapless. Strapless and short.
Sure, and short.
And great shoes.
Ah,
great
see,
shoes.
I like that idea, because that's the thing, if you're going short, you might as well show off fantastic shoes.
And a lot of times the bride will wear the shoes to match the bridesmaids' color.
Oh, see, so that's kind of a nice little peekaboo underneath the dress.
Yeah, and if the bridesmaids are purple, then perhaps the bride will wear purple shoes.
Okay, okay, I like that idea.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Now, someone walking into your store, I mean, obviously you get these brand new, these girls coming in, these women walk in the door dumbfounded. Wow, they have so much to think about for their wedding day, and obviously a huge focus for them is that dress that they're going to wear. What's the process? How do you help them?
Find out how much money they'd like to spend,
sure.
what their budget is. That's important.
It is, and because there are so many little things you have to pay for along the way.
Absolutely. So once you find out what their budget is, then we do a nice selection and try on, and about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Wow, that's a process.
Then, if they haven't decided, then they'll probably come back again.
Which is good. I mean, that's the thing. It's supposed to be once in your life, and it's a big deal. And you're spending a lot of money, and you want to make it...
That's right, and it's very, it is a big decision, so you can't just make a snap decision.
No, you can't. And sometimes I find if you're pulling dresses for them based on some of sort of the style and design they think they like, but it's amazing how many brides say they end up with a dress that they wouldn't even have tried on, which is what I did, so
yeah,
right?
That's what you try to do. You try to give them one of each different style. And different fabric.
And so, yeah, just introduce them to the...
Yes. And we are a full-service bridal shop. Alterations are done on premises.
That's good.
Which is very important.
It's very helpful for people.
And we try to... 3 fittings, 3 to 4 fittings.
Now, how early, how much time do you need in advance?
We like to have 4 to 6 months for purchasing the gown.
Okay, and then from there you need the alteration time.
Yes, and then a couple of months for alteration.
Okay.
Time.
Very good. And then from there you can go and plan and go to all the accessories and really just get into to everything. And it just, there's so much to think about, but the dress is definitely the highlight and the focus.
Yes,
and then of course incorporating all of your girls and your bridesmaids and making them look pretty. So
that's right.
I love it. Thank you so much for all your help today.
More
and it's
than
beautiful
welcome.
to come in here. It's such a great place, and it's right in the heart of Dundas. It's Heirlooms Bridal Shoppe. And Fran, you're doing good things. You've been here for so long now. You know what you're doing. We'll be back with more Terra at Home in just a few minutes.
Live color fully at Terra, where color lives.
This year, get the most out of your lawn with the fertilizer that gives you the most for your money. Scott's Turf Builder. Some brands have filler like sand, sawdust, even gravel, things you don't want on your lawn. Turf Builder has no filler. It's 100% food for a deep feeding you can see, feel, and enjoy. For a lawn that can't be beat, get a fertilizer that can't be copied. Scott's Turf Builder. All food, no filler. And try new Turf Builder Green Max with 3 times the iron for deeper greening.
Welcome back to Terra at Home, and well, officially Terra's going to the dogs. We're at the Bark and Fitz location in Dundas. We're here with one of the co-owners, Elizabeth Jackson. Thank you so much for allowing us into this space. I love how fancy dog stores have become. This is a kind of a neat chain, right?
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, we're a little bit, people have the misconception that we are expensive.
Right.
Yes. And because of the look of the store, the way it's laid out, it's so beautifully laid out, and we have such wonderful products.
It's more boutique style.
It's more boutique style, but our price point is wonderful, especially on our food lines. That is where we really like to concentrate. That is the health and well-being of your dog. The toys are wonderful, but if your dog's not healthy, They're not going to
Well,
play
it's
with
like
a
us,
toy.
right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, we first and foremost have to take care of our health.
That's right.
And that's the one thing when you walk in here, you're seeing brands that you're not exposed to in the general market.
That's right.
So if you do, and a lot of people, most people value their dogs like they are their...
Oh, they treat them better than their children.
Their children,
sometimes.
right. So we know that, right?
Yes.
From gift giving to, I mean, just in general, how they dress them up for the weather. So
That's right.
we need to feed them well. So
Yes.
we're talking about that. I mean, some of the food that in here we could eat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A lot of our food is made in Canada, which people really tend to like that idea.
Yes.
It is holistic. A lot of it is grain-free. And our bakery treats are what people really, really enjoy about our store.
And that's the thing. A lot of people are kind of getting to know you for that, right?
Yes.
When I think of you, I don't even have a dog. I've never had one. I will have one eventually
Yes.
because I want to have one for my little guy. But I know you for that already.
Yes.
Because they look amazing.
They are amazing. They're made locally, handmade. Nothing is mass produced.
Okay.
The wonderful thing also with them is 100% human grade ingredients.
Nice.
Yes, so they look wonderful,
Right.
they taste wonderful. A lot of people come in and they look at them and they think, oh, that looks like chocolate. Of course, people know chocolate is not good for dogs.
Right.
It can be toxic to them. It is carob.
Carob.
So
Okay.
very safe for the dogs. And
So they're treats, but they're actually still
they're
still good for
they're
them.
still good for them.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we have
Absolutely.
actually we've been showing you the whole
Yes.
case, but I mean this is an example of a little one. What is this?
That is a peanut butter cup. It is made from peanut butter, yogurt wafers, and a little bit of chocolate icing on the front is carob.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're telling me that I could eat this?
You could eat that and you'll like it.
Okay. So I should just take a bite?
Go for it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So you said yogurt?
Yes.
On top and underneath
Peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Yes.
I'm gonna a dog treat. Yeah, it tastes good.
Yeah.
Buy one for my coffee.
There you go.
And they're convenient and small.
That's
Pretty good.
right. Yes.
Okay,
So
wow, I
they're
can't
calorie appropriate for people watching their weight too.
They
You
are. It's a
could-
good size. Oh my gosh, I love that. It's so funny. People won't let me down for that one. That's
That's
really
right.
cool. Okay, so we have to talk about, obviously, when someone's coming in, people have different breeds
Yes.
of dogs. So specifically, there's certain foods, and you guys can help them out really from the
absolutely.
specifics and the dietary needs
Yes.
and conditions, whether they're some animals are so
Allergic.
physical or allergic too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
we have a full range of foods from puppy right up to senior, weight management. Your pet needs it, we have it.
okay.
Yeah.
So very
absolutely.
specific, just like how we should eat.
Yes.
Now there's one line that you were telling me about I love, you can buy elk antlers for your
Yes.
dog even.
Yes.
And they're all natural and
They're all natural, yes. The Necheco Valley Farms is our own brand, and elk antlers have become quite popular. They're good for animals that like to chew and have a nice, and these will last. That's a really good thing about them is
really?
they're not something that your dog's going to get. They're
Kinda
going to
go through.
go through in like a day. These we've had people come in and say that it's lasted them a year, and we have yes, we have all new sizes. So we have some that now we just have the king size, which are huge. So if your dog likes to chew, you're good.
That's cool. And so it's kind of a really great line to have. And
It
again,
is.
you supporting and knowing. I actually heard you just talking to a customer who came in shortly about making sure you focus on trying to buy Canadian, because then at least you know the food source just as we would like to know.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's what
Gonna be careful
you're
with
feeding
that.
your best friend. You want to do it right.
Okay, so another line that again you're like.
Yes. This is
cute.
a new product that's come in, and they are, again, made in Ontario. They're the Crumps line, the Crumps Naturals line.
Okay.
They're from Caledon, Ontario. And the thing that's nice about them, again, 100% natural. So you're not getting additives, preservatives, anything like that. What
That's
it
cool.
says is what you get. The sweet potato. The sweet potato are amazing. My dog goes crazy for them.
They look good.
Yes.
So that's the great piece. You're giving your animal something that they like, which is hard to find sometimes.
Right.
But it's also good for them. Right.
Yes.
And again, just so many different types of biscuits and different types. Now this is your feature brand.
This is our feature brand, the Bark
Okay.
and Fitz Biscuit Company, and we have 2 new flavors: the lamb and sweet potato. And the cheddar and bacon, which sounds wonderful to me.
They both sound good.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't like cheese, right?
That's amazing. That's so
Yeah.
cool. And of course, then we should also talk about all the accessories, which again, you know, the typical dog owner, or really kind of, you know, you want to fancy him up and personalize him. He's your guy.
That's right.
She's your girl.
That's right.
So I personally have a fancy to watching dogs wear booties.
Yes.
Because it's very cute. And I saw a little tiny one the other day with little booties on. And, you know, we're talking about being, you know, in spring and, you know, the wet weather, the crossover between snow and slush. And,
yes,
you know.
exactly. The worst thing for a dog's paws in the winter and is it's not the ice or the snow isn't harmful, it's the salt. The salt can burn their paws.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and then getting into the spring, into the warmer weather, you know, one of the thing is getting your dog out, you want them to run in the field, and they're going to come home muddy and wet, and what a pain. And I personally let my dog jump on my furniture and sleep on my couch and my bed with me. So you don't want them doing that with wet, muddy paws.
Clean the paws.
This is a great line that we have. It's the Paws line of disposable plastic rubber booties, and I mean, they come in sizes from, you know, extra large down to teeny tiny,
and they walk like this.
Yes. So that in itself is a buying feature, I think.
And I love some of the bling too. I mean, from these collars as well. These are so cute. I mean, you can personalize them, personalize on them, whatever, you know. Again, so just a lot of options. But again, obviously the focus is really taking care of their health, taking care of the animal. You have 12 locations across Canada.
12 locations across Canada. More to open in the spring and summer.
Really?
Yes. Very happy about that. And it's just, it's a wonderful place to work. You feel like you're doing good. And how can you not enjoy a job when the dogs come in to greet you?
That's what I love. Dogs come in, they're welcome.
We always have a treat behind the counter for them. And nice? we have customers that have said that as they walk by, they get within, you know, a block of here, and their dogs start pulling. They know they're coming to see their friends and get a treat. It's wonderful.
Their memories are pretty good when it comes to that
Well, when it comes to treats, for sure.
And you also have a little baby cat corner in the back if you do have a cat at home.
Yes, we do. If you have
some
a cat,
good healthy cat food.
We do. We have good healthy cat food, and we have lots of toys for the cats too.
Well, thank you so much, Elizabeth. We appreciate you coming into your store. And again, this is the location down here in the Dundas area, but again, locations all over the place. One in Burlington as well.
Yes, two in Oakville.
Oakville. Okay, very good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You can always go onto their website as well and find out more information and come and visit them and bring your pooch.
Bring your dog, please do, yes.
All right, very good. We'll have more Terra at Home coming after this.
Come and explore the new Terra, where color lives.
This year, get the most out of your lawn with the fertilizer that gives you the most for your money. Scott's Turf Builder. Some brands have filler like sand, sawdust, even gravel, things you don't want on your lawn. Turf Builder has no filler. It's 100% food for a deep feeding you can see, feel, and enjoy. For a lawn that can't be beat, get a fertilizer that can't be copied. Scott's Turf Builder. All food, no filler. And try new Turf Builder Green Max with 3 times the iron for deeper greening.
Welcome back to Terra at Home. And being Easter weekend, we thought we'd come up with a sort of an Easter sort of slant on something with Chef Rachel, and tell us what you're making today.
Yeah, we're using pork today, boneless pork chops, basically, from the loin, and we're going to stuff them. So we're making a kind of like a herb butter, I guess you can call it, with prosciutto, and that's going to be the stuffing for our chops.
Awesome.
We're going to sear them in the pan and then finish them off in the oven.
Okay.
And nice fresh greens to go with that.
So it's always nice, the ability to sear meat first in a pan, and then, why do you do that process?
I like cooking meat in the oven. If you sear it first, you get that browning on it, so you get the color on it. And it
adds a bit of flavor, different flavor too, right?
Yeah, it's nice. So then when you put it in the oven to finish off the cooking, you still keep that color, yet you're not overcooking the outside of it before all the inside gets cooked. Right. So I tend to do that a lot if I'm cooking something in the oven. Just give it a quick sear first. Okay, sounds Speed it up a bit.
All right, so where shall we begin?
So these are the pork chops that we're using here. So I actually just butterflied them. So they're quite a thick chop. So try not to touch this as much as I can, get my hands dirty. So we just butterfly them, cut them open. You can also just cut a slit into the side too and make a little pocket.
Okay, yeah.
Which is good. I just find this easier, you can get more in there. Not that we want to put too much of the filling in because it is butter, it is rich.
But it's Easter weekend.
Yeah.
It's another weekend to indulge.
Just for fun, I'm just going to season the insides of these, and then we'll season the outside as well before we sear them.
Okay.
And
so
I should probably. I will put my pan on too because I like it to be nice and hot when my meat goes in there. So a little olive oil in the pan. And basically our filling's very easy. Butter at room temperature, so it's nice and soft. And I just have, this is about 3 pieces of prosciutto that I just chopped up. So we'll add that in, and you can do this in like a food processor too, if you have one.
Okay.
And blend it all up together. And some fresh sage leaves that I chopped as well.
Oh, that'll be nice.
So,
sage has that certain something, right? Just that nice flavor.
Yeah, it's a nice combination, and of course you can make whatever flavors you like.
Yeah.
Even if you're not using butter, you're just putting the prosciutto in there with a piece of cheese maybe and a couple leaves of a herb.
Oh yeah,
that's a good idea
that would
too.
Be a lighter version of it, right?
Yep. But yeah, if you are using butter, that's fine. You can add any of your favorite herbs or fillings in there.
That'd be good.
Okay. So easy. Tasty. So you don't want to put too much of this in because it will ooze out a lot.
The sides. That's what I was just thinking. I was thinking about that. Okay.
But basically, let's just see here. I don't know. You want enough though to. You want all that flavor. It's not so bad.
Says Rachel. Yeah. She puts a half a pound of butter in the. No, I'm just kidding.
Close, not quite. There we go.
That's great.
So that's probably good.
Yeah.
It will come out a bit. This is also nice too when we sear it. Some of this butter will come out and
it'll kind of flavor the outside too, right? It'll just kind of go everywhere.
Exactly. Yeah, and leave
good.
a little bit in our pan for tiny little sauce that we're going to put on top. So
Okay.
put that to the side if you don't mind. Thank you. So these are ready to go. So this is probably very hot now. We've had it heating up for a bit. So you have to be careful with your hot oil there. So we'll close these up and season the outside with a little bit of salt and pepper as well.
It's like a
And
pork
they're ready
sandwich.
to go in. So I have the oven. Yeah, it does. They're quite thick. They're going to take a little bit to cook. I have the oven preheated to 400 degrees.
Okay.
So we'll put them in there after. Okay. A little bit of salt and pepper on top, and we'll start the searing. So, especially with a, working with a piece of pork that's this thick, searing's definitely a good idea before you put it in the oven.
Sure. Yeah, because you just you want to really watch the temperatures with pork, as we were mentioning before with chicken.
There we go. So probably maybe 3-4 minutes aside in this case to get it really going. And so we'll just let that sit. And then into the oven. So that's easy.
Great.
When you're cooking pork, just important to know that you want it to be at least 150 degrees. If you have an instant read thermometer that you use at home, you don't want it any less than that. Pork can be pink in the middle. So
people forget that, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's a new thing that's coming out. People are still thinking that it needs to be completely cooked all the way through. Not necessarily the case. If you check the temperature, as long as it's 150, or even a little sooner if you take it out and let it rest so the temperature can still have some time to come up.
Right.
Definitely okay if there's some pink in there.
Okay. Yeah.
Because pork, I find, is a little tricky to cook because you can have that pink. If you don't have the pink, very quickly it becomes overcooked and dry.
Yeah, and it does, and a lot of people can associate that because it's not as much as it is pork, it's the type, the cut that makes it actually quite lean sometimes, and there's not a lot of fat to kind of keep it moist, right? So it does get kind of dried out.
Right. Okay, so that's looking good.
Okay, that smells good.
Yeah, so the side that we're doing with this is just some broccolini or pini, something to that effect. So this doesn't take very long to saute, similar to spinach, I think. So put this burner on too. I have another pan on the stove here with just a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
And I'm just going to cook that with some fresh chopped garlic.
Perfect.
And it's really simple. Season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. And it'll probably take a couple minutes to cook, just until it starts to wilt down, depending on how you like it cooked.
Just a little bit, right? So you're not overcooking and you're still getting all the vitamins and all the benefits of eating. If you're going to go for it, you might as well make sure you're cooking it properly, right?
You can also blanch something like this ahead of time.
Sure.
Blanch it for, you know, a minute or so.
Okay.
And then sauteing it in the pan takes no time at all.
All right, well, what we're going to do is continue to cook this, and we'll get that pork in the oven as well, and we'll be back with more, and we'll plate it and show you how the final product looks.
Live color fully at Terra, where color lives.
This year, get the most out of your lawn with the fertilizer that gives you the most for your money. Scott's Turf Builder. Some brands have filler like sand, sawdust, even gravel, things you don't want on your lawn. Turf Builder has no filler. It's 100% food for a deep feeding you can see, feel, and enjoy. For a lawn that can't be beat, get a fertilizer that can't be copied. Scott's Turf Builder. All food, no filler. And try new Turf Builder Green Max with 3 times the iron for deeper greening.
Welcome back to Terra at Home, and we're back with Chef Rachel, and we are finishing off our nice ode to Easter weekend supper. And so let's tell everybody where we're at this point.
Right, so we put the chops in the oven at 400. They took about 15 minutes or so. Okay, and at that time, a lot of the butter comes out.
Yeah, butter melts and makes a nice decadent piece of meat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we have these ready. We'll put these on top of our rapini, which we just sauteed lightly in some oil and garlic. I'm going to take this pan that the chops came out of, so there's a little bit of butter in there and some bits, and just add a little bit of lemon juice.
Okay.
Just for an extra little pinch, goes nice with the rapini. So we'll just add that in there, and we can just kind of drizzle that over top.
Okay.
I think that would be
an
nice.
easy step too, right? And all those little bits taste so good.
So our nice chop there. Place that right on top of our greens.
Wonderful.
There we go.
And of course, we can remind you that you can find this recipe on our website, terragreenhouses.com, as is with any of Rachel's recipes. And so you can learn all the steps if you haven't caught everything here today with us.
There you go. Not too much.
Just a little extra butter kick because it's Easter weekend.
Why not?
I love it. It's so good. And again, you can use different combinations of herbs with the butter and the prosciutto. You can use different, again, you could always add a starch there if you wanted to as well. Of course. But the rapini makes it fresh and nice and green, and just reminds you again of spring as we make our way through April. So thank you so much again for today. And we'll be back again. Make sure you do check out our show every Saturday morning. And of course, the greenhouses have come alive officially at Terra. So lots of beautiful things to see and do here. And of course, getting yourself ready for Easter. And as we move towards summer, we'll be back with more.
Live color fully at Terra, where color lives.